Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Crimes. I'm your host, Tyler Groff von Revick, and I know it's been a while since the last episode. I apologize for that. We've been racking our brains trying to come up with something that. No, I'm just playing. We've actually got several scripts in the making and stuff, and it's been really great and stuff like that. I'd like to get back to doing at least one a day, or at least two or three a week and stuff at the most. Today we're going to be looking into the case of Joseph Paul Franklin. Not John. I don't know, John Paul Franklin. It's an interesting name, though. I just want to say to everybody, thank you for all those who have been watching the videos and stuff. I greatly appreciate it. We love our fans here at Coffee and Crimes, and it's absolutely wonderful. Just you people are just great. You people, everybody out there is wonderful. You guys are awesome. I absolutely adore you all, and I hope that you'll continue to watch and suggest videos to your friends. That's really good. And that's how these things build up, right? We gotta get a bunch of people to watch and then share it and subscribe, and then we can move on to bigger, better things with more technology and all that other kind of crap. So that's good. That's really a good thing. I'm sorry, I know this is kind of annoying and stuff. People get annoyed at how I stir the coffee and stuff like that. It's like stir the coffee, spill the tea. Here we go. All right. On March 6, 1978, while standing on the sidewalk beside a courthouse in Lawrenceville, Georgia, infamous pornographic magazine owner Larry Flynt was conversing with his lawyer over his most recent obscenity trial. Soon, shots rang out. Flynt was struck, as was his lawyer. People ran screaming. Flynt was immediately taken to the hospital, where he underwent an extensive surgery as the bullet had collided into his spine. Thankfully, on the part of the surgeons, Flynt survived. However, the disastrous side effects of being shot in the spine caused the Hustler magazine owner. Oh, he owned Hustler magazine. I don't know if anyone out there reads Hustler and stuff. I mean, I don't read pornography. That's definitely a bad thing. No, I was always a Penthouse guy. Bob Guccione. Anyways, sorry. However, the disastrous caused the Hustler magazine owner to become partially paralyzed and to use a wheelchair for the rest of his life, while suffering from never-ending pain until further surgeries totally numbed the nerves. The shooting of Flynt was carried out by a militant white supremacist named Joseph Paul Franklin. Franklin, in a later interview, revealed the reason he had shot Flynt was as revenge for Flynt having the dastardly idea to do a cover shoot of a white man and black woman engaged in intense sexual acts. Okay, so this is anti-pornography? Yes, the miscegenation, as he stated, was the cause of Franklin shooting Flynt and his lawyer, both of whom survived. However, what drove it? Wait, he shot miscegenation. Oh, interracial relationship. Wait. Okay, so because Larry Flynt had a photo shoot of a black man and a white man and a black woman having sex, that's intense, horrible. However, what drove this obvious lunatic to become an obvious lunatic with a gun? Today, we dive into the life and crime of Joseph Paul Franklin, the racist killer. Intro. James Clayton Vaughn Jr. was born in Mobile, Alabama on April 13, 1950, elder son of James Sr. and Helen Rao. James Sr. was a World War II veteran and a butcher by trade. However, when Jr. was 8, his father abandoned the family, only to return sporadically to beat Jr. and his siblings. That's nice. Yeah, I'm going to abandon my family. I'll come back every once in a while just to, beat you guys up and stuff. You got to keep the abuse going. Wow, that's insane. That's good coffee right there. Beat his siblings, Carolyn and Gordon. Helen would often have Senior in prison for being a drunk, as family friends would describe her a full-blooded German with strict perfectionism. Junior would later state that he suffered severe physical abuse from his mother and was malnourished due to never being given enough food to eat. Beginning in high school, uh, Jr. just developed a deep interest in evangelical Christianity. Okay, which later intensified into Nazism. I don't know how well those things. I don't know how that leads into that, but all right. This endeared him to gain membership into the American Nazi Party and the KKK. Later, he legally changed his name to Joseph Paul Franklin in honor of his heroes, the Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels and Benjamin Franklin. What? Why would Benjamin Franklin a Nazi? Was he? They had Nazis. They didn't have Nazis back then. In the 1960s, Franklin was pushed to start a race war after having read the piece of shit known as Mein Kampf, written by a pissy one-bald bum with a landing strip mustache above his lip, also known as Adolf Hitler. Oh, nice, yeah. I heard about that. It was had one testicle, and that's why they think he went crazy. Now he went crazy because he was a nut job. In the early 70s, Franklin would attend an American Nazi Party conference with David Duke and Don Black, both ardent racists. Ah, yes, David Duke. He was a what was he, KKK Grand Wizard, and like he ran for governor or something once. And Don Black, he runs that piece of shit Stormfront website. I mean, I know that's my opinion. My opinion is it's a piece of shit because everybody on there is just so cringe. I mean, everybody on there is all like, "It's racist. I'm a racist. I'm a racist. KKK. Blah 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 blah." And it's just like, wow. Crimes. Franklin was a drifter for most of his life, moving around the East Coast, supporting himself with bank robberies. Damn. And donating blood. He supported himself with bank robberies, and when there were no banks to rob, he donated his blood, just sells blood. I wonder how many. There's not a list on how many banks he robbed, but I'm wondering if he did less bank robberies than he donated. And if you're gonna be a criminal, why are you gonna donate blood? Can't they like figure that out? They have like GED match, like how they caught the Golden State Killer, right? The Joseph D'Angelo. Maybe they didn't have that back then. He formed his ideal interest into purifying the world of inferior people. It sounds like that Nikata guy. So that guy was just killing people for doing drugs. And, yeah. On July 29th, 1977, Franklin firebombed the Beth Shalom Synagogue in Chattanooga, Tennessee, demolishing it. However, nobody was killed. Oh, well, that's good. Nobody was killed, but that's... I hate reading about that. I hate when people discuss like firebombing synagogues and stuff. That's just, yeah. On August 7th, Franklin shot and killed Alphonse Manning Jr. and Tony Schwinn in Madison, Wisconsin, the two being an interracial couple. In October, Franklin hid in the bushes of the St. Louis Brith Shalom Knesset Israel Synagogue, opening fire. Okay, my Hebrew is kind of rusty. I apologize to everyone out there who might be better at speaking Hebrew than me. It's been a long time since I read it. Opening fire on a group attending service. This attack killed Gerald Gordon and injured Stephen Goldman and William Ash. On March 6, 1978, Franklin used a Ruger 44 semi-automatic rifle to shoot Larry Flint and his lawyer, Gene Reeves. Both lived, though Flint suffered very severe damage that left him partially paralyzed and in a wheelchair. On July 29th, Franklin hid near a Pizza Hut in Chattanooga and murdered Brian Tatum with a 12-gauge shotgun. He also shot Tatum's white girlfriend, Nancy Hilton, who survived. On July 12, 1978, Taco Bell manager Harold McIver was shot through a window in Doraville, Georgia. McIver was a black man, and Franklin stated that he had been in close contact with white women. What? So what? Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand killing someone because of the color of their skin. That is it's the stupidest. Well, killing someone in general is a stupid thing to do. It's the worst thing in the world. But really, killing someone because they're black or brown or yellow or I don't like saying that because that sounds racist in and of itself. Oh, he's brown or he's black. Killing people in general, no matter the color of their skin, their religion, their ethnic background. I mean, yeah, I people look at me and stuff, and they automatically assume I'm a white guy and stuff. I mean, which I guess in a way I am. I'm a white skinned person. I'm a white skinned person and stuff. But I'm a Jew ethnically, and I have like 1/64th black African American in me and stuff. And when I hear about this guy running around and shooting people because he like subscribes to some horseshit racist ideology, it irritates me. That irritates me. I don't like that. I, I I don't like I don't like people who kill people in general, but I don't like people who especially kill people based on something that the other person has no like choice in. You don't choose to be born black, or you don't choose to be born Jewish, or you don't choose to be any of that. So that pisses me off. On October 21st, Franklin murdered Jesse E. Taylor, a black man, and his white wife, Marion Brissett, in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Ooh, damn. I didn't know he came to Oklahoma. That's insane. On May 29th, 1980, Franklin shot and wounded civil rights activist Vernon Jordan after seeing him with a white woman in Fort Wayne, Indiana. On June 8th, Franklin killed cousins Darrell Lane, who was 14, and Dante Evans Brown, who was 13. Oh, he's killing children now? What? He initially didn't intend to shoot the boys, having set his sights on a mixed couple, on an interracial couple, before figuring the boys would be easier targets. Bastard. On June 15, Franklin shot and killed 22-year-old Arthur Smothers and Kathleen McCullough, who was 16. 22-year-old Arthur Smothers and 16-year-old Kathleen McCullough as they walked across the Washington Street Bridge in Johnston, Pennsylvania. Smothers was black and McCullough was white. On June 25th, Franklin used a 44 Ruger pistol to. I don't know what any of these guns look like, so you just have to excuse me. I'm reading them, but in my head, I'm automatically just picturing like a pistol cowboys use or something. I don't know. I don't know guns. I don't own guns. I don't shoot guns. I don't believe in guns. I don't like guns. I know. Hit the dislike button. Cancel me because I don't like guns. Whatever. To murder Nancy Santamiro, who was 19, and Vicky Durian, who was 26, in Pocahontas County, West Virginia. Really? There's a county called Pocahontas in West Virginia? Huh. He picked them up while they were hitchhiking and murdered them when one said they had a black boyfriend. On August 20th, Franklin killed two black men, Ted Fields and David Martin, in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, that in itself is crazy. I lived in Utah for like 6 months, and I don't think I ever saw an African American person in Salt Lake City. That in and of itself is strange. Arrest. After the Utah murders, Franklin traveled into Kentucky, where he was arrested after a cop found the firearm in his car. While he escaped, the car and firearm linked him to the sniper killings, and due to his rather conspicuous racist tattoos and affinity for donating blood, the FBI, I called it. The FBI issued a nationwide alert. In October, the tattoos drew the attention of a blood bank worker in Florida, and Franklin was arrested on October 28th. See? You're going to run around killing people, it's probably not a good idea to, donate blood. I mean, they didn't get him because of his DNA. They got him because he probably had, swastika or some stupid shit tattooed to him. Trial and sentence. Franklin was put on trial in 1997 and convicted of the murder of Gerald Gordon, along with a smattering of other crimes, including murder, weapons charges, and robberies. And that all comes back to bite you in the end. Psychiatrist Dorothy Oatno Lewis had an extended interview with Franklin and testified for the defense that Franklin was a paranoid schizophrenic unfit for trial. No, bullshit. He knew what he was doing. He read the Mein Kampf and the literature, and he probably was on the Stormfront website, so he knew what he was doing. In October 2013, victim Larry Flint advocated clemency for Franklin, stating that a government that forbids killing among its citizens should not be in the business of killing people itself. I'm sorry, Larry, but no, I think this guy needs to be needs to be taken out, like by the government. This episode's got my blood boiling. I'm sorry. Maybe it's that or it's the high blood pressure. I don't know. Franklin was sentenced to death and held on death row at the Potosi, no one cares, Correctional Center in Missouri. In an interview, when he was arrested in Florida, and he was born in Alabama, and he did murders all over the place. Why the hell is he in Missouri on death row? That makes no sense. In an interview with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch on November 17, 2013, Franklin stated that he had renounced his racist views, referring to them as illogical and a probable consequence of his abusive upbringing. I mean, that's good that he was able to that he renounced being a racist piece of shit and everything, and that. I don't know if it was because he was beaten up. I don't think it didn't say his parents were ardent racists, that they were Nazis or KKK members or anything. Apparently, while serving inside, Franklin had had prolonged interactions with black people and discovered they were no different than himself. Exactly. We aren't so different. We're all the same. We're all humans. We all live in the same crappy earth. We all live in the same crappy country. For those of us who actually live in the country. And that doesn't make us any different. We're not different people. We all the same. We bleed red or blue if it gets oxygen, I think. Is that how it works? It turns red when it gets oxygenated, and it stays blue. It's blue when it's... I don't know. I don't care. We're all human. That's what I'm getting at. We all human. We all die eventually. Franklin was executed via lethal injection in Bonneterra, Missouri, on November 20th, 2013. His execution being the first in Missouri with just phenobarbital alone, rather than the usual 3-drug cocktail. He refused a last meal, and he gave no final statement. Okay with me, no one must have listened to what he had to say before. Well, unless he was apologizing, I guess I can't say that. I mean, if he would make like one last apology and stuff. I mean, he did express remorse, I guess, about what he did, about being a racist and everything. Final notes. Franklin was called the racist killer. However, it should probably be, perhaps he should be called the killer racist rather than the racist killer, since that makes him sound like a vigilante that stalks KKK parties and takes out the racists with his bare hands. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Who is he? Oh, he's the racist killer. What? He was the killer racist. That makes more sense, because I mean, there's racists all over the place, but very few of them are killers, that we know of. So, yeah. Franklin was never tried for the shooting of Larry Flynt. However, he did confess to it, and Flynt believed Franklin was the one who did so. Flynt would later die in 2021 at the age of 78, still confined to his wheelchair, and having overcome a painkiller addiction years later. Franklin was portrayed by Czech actor Jan Triska in the 1996 film The People vs. Larry Flynt. He was also the inspiration for the novel Hunter by William L. Pierce, a white nationalist, who dedicated the book to Franklin and credited him, stating he saw his duty as a white man and did what a responsible son of his race must do. Yeah, I'm not gonna. No one buy that book, that Hunter. No one buy that book. That book sounds like crap. And the person who wrote it, I mean, seems like he's not the nicest person out there. That's horrible. And dedicating a book to a guy who goes around murdering people because of their race or religion, that's bullshit. I might buy that book just so I can piss on it. I'm sorry. I won't do that. I won't do that. I won't even waste the money to buy the book. All right, well, that was another wonderful episode of Coffee and Crimes. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a few laughs. I'm sure your blood pressure and rage probably raised up as well as mine did, and I feel like I have the need to go outside and cool off now. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.